A recent Epoch Times article reported on the City of Toronto's commitment to be at the forefront of science. How so? Well, by announcing they will drop their mandatory vaccination policy for city staff, volunteers, and contractors as of December 1st, 2022. In a news release issued on November 8th, the city said 350 unionized employees who lost their jobs because of the mandates are eligible for reinstatement. Approximately 35,000 Toronto employees out of 41,080 as of September 2022 had complied with the vaccination policy. On a side note, folks, 41,000 employees? No wonder we have so many taxes. Based on recent arbitration and negotiations with the unions, the approximately 350 unionized city employees who either did not disclose their vaccination status or did not get vaccinated will be offered reinstatement into an unpaid leave, said the release. Staff who are on unpaid leave will also be eligible to start to return to the workplace when the updated policy comes into effect December 1st, the city decreed high from above a mountaintop. Now, while the mandatory vaccine requirements have been dropped, the city said it continues to strongly encourage everyone to get vaccinated against COVID-19, including a fall booster dose. Makes sense, given that the city is so committed to following the science. The city's vaccine policy was first introduced in September of 2021. 3 unions have filed grievances with the city. Several non-union employees have also filed legal action against the city as a result of the policy. Now, on a side note, folks, you realize that when some of these legal actions get won or ruled in favor of the individuals that filed them, and there's any kind of penalty or fee to be paid, it'll be the taxpayer that gets to pay for it. Anyway, continuing on. The policy reflected public health and occupational health advice at the time to keep staff and public protected and to slow the spread of the virus. Oh, that's right, 14 days to slow the spread, said the release. The city's committed from the outset that it would continually review this policy, which would be based on science and evidence. No way. The city said that 99% of its staff have had at least 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine and that there is no longer a need for the policy. To put this in perspective, there's still about 6,000 city employees who didn't get injected. First responders, such as firefighters terminated over non-compliance with the vaccine policy, were previously told by the city in a September 27th letter that they would not be allowed to return to their jobs unless they were fully vaccinated. Science, folks. 13 of the firefighters had taken their case to an arbitrator that ruled it was unreasonable for the city to discipline and terminate firefighters if they did not receive a minimum of 2 COVID shots. The arbitrator, however, did not order the city to reinstate the firefighters to active duty. So they won and they lost at the same time? Not sure how you square that one up. In a letter to fire crews obtained by the Toronto Sun, Matthew Pegg, fire chief and general manager for Toronto Fire Services, wrote that per the arbitrator's ruling, your status as City of Toronto employees will be immediately reinstated. The discipline issued to you as a result of non-compliance with the policy shall be removed from your record, and your lost service and seniority will be restored. Sounds like good news, no? However, Pegg's letter said mandatory vaccination is still a requirement under the city's policy, and that firefighters must remain out of the workplace on a leave without pay or benefits until they could provide proof of vaccination. I guess Matt's committed to following orders, not science. Okay. The city told the Epoch Times that they are developing a process to address reinstatements and determine vacancies within divisions, which will be the priority option for reinstatement. If there's not a vacancy in the division, in the position held prior to termination, other alternatives will be explored. Every attempt will be made to find vacancies for eligible staff. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Ryan O'Connor, a Toronto civil litigation lawyer who has represented employees in cases involving municipal vaccine mandates, told the Times that Toronto made the right choice to end its unnecessary employee vaccine mandate. The right choice, my friend, would have been never adopting it in the first place. Unfortunately, he says, the city has waited a year after placing employees on unpaid leave after terminating many employees, and is now only reinstating unionized employees. Yes, real caring bunch at the helm there in Toronto, no? Many city employees who were placed on leave or terminated under its mandate worked wholly remotely. Okay, so the people that were primarily placed on leave or terminated worked remotely. Okay. Many city employees continue to work remotely. There was no scientific reason for such employees to be subjected to a vaccine mandate when the only virus that one can contract and transmit while working alone remotely is a computer virus, O'Connor said. Yeah, but what if their avatar, Ryan, catches a virtual COVID? What then? While other Ontario municipalities rescinded their vaccine mandates earlier this year, particularly after it was clear that such public mandates were not preventing transmission of the COVID virus, Toronto was a holdout. And instead of simply placing employees on leave, like some other Ontario municipalities, it took an aggressive approach and decided to terminate many of those unable to comply with the mandate, O'Connor said. Well, now there's one more reason for me not to go to Toronto, folks. I used to think it was only the weather that sucked. Looks like the city officials do as well. Anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please post any comments you have in the comment section. You can also follow me on my Rumble and my Locals account. If you haven't subscribed, do so. And if you're new to the channel, check out the previous videos. And I will see you next time.